up there, Global Mobiles? How's it going there, YouTube Nation? Now, this is another sensitive subject that I do not like to get into at times, especially as showing me even publicly speaking about it. But it has come to my attention that now it has gotten way out of hand because publicly, personally, I have faced enough of this type of harassment. It seems that when it comes to policing our streets, these agents really feel that they can do whatever they please when it comes to certain things. I can tell you a story that just happened to me not too long ago. This is 4:25, if I'm not mistaken. It's approximately 5 o'clock in the morning. I was basically walking to a laundromat to change quarters for the day because I am doing laundry. As you can hear, I got a dryer going on in the background. But when it comes to this, I was walking, minding my own business, just by myself, and it's approximately 2 o'clock in the morning. A black car comes up, lights on and everything, but the two occupants inside kind of seem shady to me. Now the windows were tinted and everything. It was an unmarked car. At the end, when I ended up figuring out who the occupants were, they ended up coming out big and tough, no badges pulled out, and they start asking me questions. They figured that they had a liable stop, but they actually stopped me in my tracks from doing what I was doing, which is going to go change quarters. Now they go on to ask me questions as to what I was doing, where I was going, and who I was. Now it came up to the point where I did not answer any of these questions, and it is your right that if you're not seen doing any crime, you have no right to give up any information to anybody to what pertains to where you're going, what are you doing, and what are your intentions. Now, the cop kept on going and harassing me to the point where, under duress, I gave him my identification. Now, this is something, again, you don't have to do, but in order for you to be respectful, courteous, and as well show them that you are who you say you are, and as well letting them know that you're an upright standing citizen, I ended up doing so. And at that point he ends up looking at me, repeating my name approximately 3 times before telling me that there was no stop, that there was no reason for him to actually do what he did. But again, there was no reason for him to stop from the beginning. I was just going about my way. Just because I have this hat on, I do have a hoodie, he felt that it was a biased, suspectable stop that he can go ahead and start questioning and doing what he's doing. Now, I ended up telling him that I was going to form a complaint, being that this is not the first time I encountered this such person. Not to mention what it did in the beginning, that I did have altercations with this one particular officer that actually ended up doing the stop. So I ended up telling him that due to his actions, this is the second time that I have faced this type of harassment where I'm basically not doing nothing, walking, minding my own business, going about my way, and he ends up telling me that I'll be watching you, I'll be monitoring you, I'll be physically following you. And I came back to say whether or not it was a threat. Now, he didn't go on to say anything else, but his partner ended up smirking and going back into the patrol car, where they ended up following me until the end of the block, and then they went about their way. Now, what this officer didn't expect was that when I said I was going to make a complaint, I kept my word. I ended up going to the police station, ended up seeing that same officer right there in front of the door, ended up going over there and talking to his desk sergeant that was on duty and trying to form a complaint. Now, they gave me a piece of paper. This is normally what officers do when you try to form a complaint. They will hand you this piece of paper where you have to fill out his badge number, the sort of complaints that you're filing against the officer, and then that way you can go ahead and mail it out yourself. Now, what you might want to go ahead and do is fill it out, make a copy, make actually 2 copies, one for yourself, one so you can send to whoever you're sending it to, which is your Department of State, and then actually you could go to the police station and drop off one of those copies so that way they have on file that you did submit a complaint. So just in case you do get harassed by the same officer, they have it on file that this person has been keeping an eye on you and looks like he has a type of vendetta or type of vengeance against you for either filing the complaint or trying to speak up for yourself so you don't get harassed. Now, again, I don't really do these type of videos because, look at me, I mean, anybody would see, anybody would figure, yeah, you were looking for it, you had this coming, the way you're dressed. No, that's basically my prerogative on how I want to dress, how I want to be seen outside in public. It could be either a bum, it could be an upstanding citizen, I could be even in a suit. But still, this type of harassment shouldn't happen to anybody. So do wake up, people. When it comes to types of things like this, cops are your best friends, yes, because they do serve and protect your community. Now, when it comes to harassment and bias and unsuspectable stops for, I don't know, whatever reason they have in their minds that they have to do this, but this shouldn't happen. And you got to put a stop to this by speaking up and letting yourself know that you would like to have your community policed by the system, but just in a way that you can relate to the officer when it comes to reasonable stops, searches, and crime procedures that would lead to an arrest, so that way your city or your streets can be clean and rid of whatever type of community problems, nuisance, crimes that may be happening. So again, I do thank you all for watching. I do thank you for taking the time to rate, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. Have you ever faced these type of problems? Do keep it clean. Do mind that I do not like any bashful or hateful comments, because again, this is something that really shouldn't happen, and I really don't need the, yeah, you were looking for, you look like you was stoned and was walking the street. No, save that trouble, because I didn't have anything on me. They didn't search me. I stopped them in their tracks before they can even do that. So when it comes to knowing your rights, it's best to keep it in mind that you are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. So again, thank you guys. Have a great weekend. See you soon.